Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So after I uploaded the videos about, again, what they're using the small aircraft circling over the building, my apartment building, they actually stopped. Took them about, I would say, half an hour later, but they actually stopped. And then they started to send me these transmission meaning using silent sound. So I go into the kitchen and we have the dishwashing liquid. I'm washing dishes, and as I approach, I see that my sister turned the dishwashing liquid to where you have the barcode, the UPC, right? The UPC code, right? And then she starts to, as I'm washing the dishes, and she's sitting there, as I turn to push the dishes in the sink, she keeps sticking her feet, right? So she keep on sticking out her feet, and I just kind of ignored it, what have you. So got back into my bedroom. Again, they started to use the police sirens because they're under remote monitoring. So as I'm looking at my blanket, again, which is the color green, when I become fixated, that's when I know that at this point, my mind has been hijacked, right, through a BCI, right, remote monitoring. And they'll start using the sirens. So for example, like when I go to turn on my computer, they'll use the sirens, police sirens. When I go to upload my videos, they'll use the police sirens. When I go to hit the record button on my phone to record my videos, they'll use the police sirens. Everything that they do is to try to silence me, or to try to prevent me from posting certain things, right? And that's another thing. So also, since I've been posting this morning, posting stuff about police brutality, is the killing of a black young man who, and I always say this, that police officers in the U.S. and police department, they use black people in the black communities that we live, the community that we live in, they use us for tactical training, right? So when you see, particularly in Chicago, where you have these no-knock raids, and particularly when they're raiding, most of the homes that they're raiding into are single women with children, okay? You never see these no-knock raids in Chicago where there's any sort of men. There's always black women and children, okay? Because again, like I'm fixated here, the whistle. One, license plate, right? Look at the license plate. So as soon as I walk the license, I got fixated, looked over, then he's yelling a name that sounds like one, right? So I guess it might be Hispanic for one, right? You know what I'm saying? And then you heard the whistle at the exact same time, right? As I got fixated, at the exact same time I got fixated, I looked over, the whistle, got fixated, started looking at the car license plate. That's what like I said, I gotta show you guys an example of how silent sound works, how these the BCI, what it does to a human being, how they hijack your mind, how they send you these subliminal messages, and how they use things within the society, right? Car license plate, name brands, anything, right? And particularly when they're trying to have you think in a criminalistic way, right? Of you being investigated, or some investigation is going on, and what have you, is to try to act as good guy, bad guy, and to get you to behave in negative ways, again, so they can remove you from the society, because you are proof of the fact that you are a non-consensual human experimentation victim, right, in a program that's illegally run by the United States government, its security agencies, and its law enforcement agencies. And they want to get rid of you so they can, particularly when you start blowing the whistle, when you start talking about your experience and what it's done. This is why they don't want you speaking to therapists about what it is that you're going through, okay? particularly when you talk about being microchipped, right? And if a therapist believes you, they will remove that therapist from you, from treating you, okay? This is what they do. This is what they do. There's many ways they'll do it. Let's say if you go into the hospital to see a therapist believe you, they will remove that therapist from that hospital or site, what have you, and bring in somebody new, right? If you're seeing a private therapist who believes you, then what's going to happen is that you will find that that therapist will no longer accept your insurance, right? So there are ways in which they do things to make it as if make it seem like it's natural, you know, but it's not, right? It's to prevent people who are in certain positions from believing you. If you go to the police and they believe you, you'll see that that police officer will also probably be targeted, right? Because they target their own. We know that. We know they target their own. We know that they, you know, they will institutionalize their own, particularly those that blow the whistle on their corruption, right? All right, I gotta go to the. All right, particularly those that blow the whistle on police corruptions, right? One of the first things that they'll do is have them labeled as having a mental illness, or had a mental illness. This is a tactic that they use. Like I said, you gotta understand the white racist system and the tactics that they use. Okay, it's the same tactics over and over again, right? What most of us are ignorant about is the technology. And a big part of that technology, because it messes with our minds. And so psychology is, their psychological attacks on us is reinforced, right, by weapons that are unseen, using microwave and radio wave frequency in order to manipulate us, right? And I'll continue to speak out. I don't give a shit what they say, what they do. They can do whatever they want to do. I really don't give a shit. All right, because again, my purpose is bigger than just what's happening with me. All right, I realize that. It is to expose what's going on so that they don't do this to other people, particularly my people, our children going forward in the future, and our young people, our young men and women. All right, I will not be a part of setting our people up for failure going forward. Not doing that. So I'm going to expose them in every way. All right.